No, yeah, I have been an activist longer than I've been an actor because I feel like I was kind of born an activist.
Yeah.
And so to me, acting is something I do for a living, but an activist is sort of who I am. And
Mm,
it's what really motors me. And it also indicates what jobs I take and which jobs I don't, being an activist, which is so interesting in
mm,
Hollywood, where their idea is that every actor will do anything just to act.
mm.
And I've never had that feeling. I don't care that much.
Yeah, well, and it's so interesting because reading your story, I mean, your parents, your mum was born in Beirut and your dad's Lebanese as well, and was a postal worker. And there's six of you in
Mhm.
the family, and you were born and raised in San Diego. And I do wonder for you, like listening to you speak on this in some other interviews, talking about being a little Lebanese girl growing up in
Mhm.
American society. I was curious, do you think maybe that activism came from being an other very young?
Mhm. I mean, I think I was a lot of others. I think I
Right.
was other because we were, lower income family. So there was that other. I was other because I was Arabic. I was other because I was fat. And I was other because I had a point of view. And
Mm,
that wasn't really rampant a lot in the fourth grade. Um, so I was othered a lot, but the truth is, I don't remember feeling too oppressed. I remember feeling really energized because I was so like motored to talk to everybody about everything. I mean, I'll never, I just was talking to Gloria, flickety flick flick. Her birthday was yesterday, but I was talking to her and I told her that I remembered walking down the street when I was in about the fourth grade and I saw a bumper sticker on a car that said, Iranians go home. And I
oh,
thought, and I'm not Iranian, but I thought, oh, like people feel like that because in my family being Lebanese was the best thing you could be. It was like the most beautiful people and the best food and the best music, and so my culture was like, to me, and thank goodness my parents brought me up like that, was
mm,
just like fantastic. So
right.
I remember seeing that bumper sticker and thinking, oh, everybody doesn't like everybody. And then of course as I became more and more aware of what was happening in the Middle East and Palestine and all that, I realized that there were a lot of people who were racist against so many things, but also Arabic people.
Mm,
Um, and then also, the not being thin thing, that was something that I learned as well, because I was around my cousins and my aunts and they all were just normal sized people. But then when TV started happening, you realize, oh, that's another way that I'm supposed to be that I'm not. I was lucky because you can either spin it into a lot of self hate, which makes a lot of sense, or you can just spin it into, I'm going to fucking change that.
yeah.
I want that they said that you aren't supposed to be.
Mm,
So, so yeah, I think a lot of it came from, a lot of it came, I want to say most of it, my activism came from seeing my mom, who was so smart. She graduated college at like 19. She spoke 5 languages.
oh, what a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Really smart, really funny. And then she moved to the States and everyone was just supposed to get married. So she got married at like 18 or 19 and had 4 kids and never had the opportunity she spoke 5 languages, so she never had the opportunity to do anything but mother. Like,
Mm,
fortunately for us, she was fantastic at that. But so I had this example of this person who only had one choice
right.
who
Yeah.
so I think that also indicated a lot of my activism and
Mm.
for
Yeah.
women.
And it gives you a fire in your belly.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
especially like having a woman like that as a role model. And then you went on to university to study women's studies and drama, which now it totally feeds that for me now. I understand why you did that. And I heard you say in another interview that there was this moment when you were, maybe it was you were young or you were a teenager, where you were with another girl and a boy came into the room and she sort
Ah,
of changed instantly, and her tongue sort of stuck out, and her hair kind of, she fluffed the hair, and she sort of pouted her nose and her lips, and you're like, there's a neurological event happening. Are you okay? and that was the moment where you thought, oh wow, like, boys, we have to react to when a boy comes into the room. And that was your first experience with that.
Yeah, that's really interesting that you should say that, because it was a lot of reacting, wasn't it? Because it was, what do they think of me? What do they think of how I look? Who do they like better? And all of that immediately teaches you that you don't have the power. They do. And their power is choosing you or not. And whether they choose you or not indicates whether you're going to have a great, happy life, or and if they don't, then you've lost the game.
You're a spinster.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, but that, I mean, I think that stung for like, not stung, but that like seeped in, watching her change in front of this boy. And then, but not for very long. I really don't understand why I wasn't more affected by all this stuff. But maybe,
well, probably your mum,
therapist.
probably because you're such a strong mother, just
Yeah.
like the role model you had to blueprint off of.
Maybe it was, this is like a therapy session. I don't even have to.
Oh, I love it.
It's fantastic. Maybe it was because it was so grand and so big. I knew that I wouldn't be able to absorb it. So I just ignored it or changed it.